Well, good afternoon. This is Hound Dog Steve on Sunday, the 4th of June, and here we are. This is the mustard is going to flower. Other than the mustard growing, not too much has changed in the garden, but I thought I would just do a little walk around, and actually I can actually smell the mustard. And here we are on another rainy weekend. It is just unbelievable how much rain we've had this year. Anyway, all of my beds are doing well, and as soon as the bulk of this mustard has turned to flower, I will be turning it into the soil, hopefully getting rid of the Fusarium. Now the grapevine has really just spurted on this year. I don't know if you can see how many little bunches of grapes are going to be on there this year. I've been counting about maybe 20, but for a small plant, and this is the white grape, and this one over here is the red grape, and it's not doing quite so well. I don't quite know why. They were both planted in the same year. I guess it just goes to show you. My water barrels are of course all full now. Now you probably can't see in here, but every year I go out and I buy some minnows, and I put about 4 or 5 minnows in each of these water barrels, and what they do is they clean the algae off the inside of the barrel, and they eat all the mosquito larvae, so they have a twofold role in the garden. Peas are coming up quite nicely now. I don't know what it is, but looking at beaded up water on the leaves of plants is just the most amazing thing. It just never stops drawing my eye to how those little balls of water or droplets of water can bead up like that on the leaves of a plant. The garlic has taken off and is doing well. I have yet to cover it. But it's certainly taken. And to be quite honest with you, I don't think we've been warm enough yet to even worry about leek moth. The overnight temperatures really have been hovering around about 7 or 8 degrees. We had a 4-degree night the other night. We almost had frost. And the strawberries are looking extraordinary. As long as we get some sunshine, we'll get some strawberries. Look at that sage just going into flower. I can't believe I bought about 4 sage plants from a supermarket, and this is the result. They've survived 3 winters now, and they are into, as you can see, blooming madness. Oregano, chocolate mint. This bed is going to be basil when it all warms up. Of course the dill is going crazy. lemon balm, pineapple mint, and a big bed of cilantro. One of my favourite herbs is cilantro. This pineapple mint is just gorgeous. You can kind of see on the underside there, it's a kind of a furry mint. This is a very soft leaf. It's a bit like mullein. Feels like mullein. And it has the most wonderful soft mint taste. And there is a kind of pineapple-y background taste to that. And of course this is a regular spearmint. I use a combination of these to make, well, not the chocolate mint, but these two mints to make a creme de menthe. And that's a very easy recipe. You just get some 40 proof vodka and you crush up, I think it's 4 cups of leaves crushed to 1 pint of 40 proof vodka. And you put that all in, crushed up, into a jar, and you leave that for about 6 weeks. You add honey, and I also add maple syrup to it. And oh my god. Let that settle out. You have to strain it a couple of times through a coffee filter, but what a taste treat at Christmas. And of course here is the rosemary going into flower. Same with the raspberries. Anyway, by the weather forecast, we're looking like we have about another week of this, 2 more days of rain and cooler temperatures. We've got a couple of 16s and 19, and then towards the end of the week we climb up towards 22 degrees. Hopefully by then the mustard will be up, fully flowered, ready to dig into the garden, and maybe we can deal with this Fusarium. Anyway, I hope you are following along with me, trying to find a solution to this, because, you know, I guess at great expense and effort I could have emptied out all of the soil in these beds and replaced it with sterilized earth or sterilized worm castings or something like that that has no fungus in it at all. But this fungus occurs naturally. There's been some exacerbating factors, of course, one of which was I understand Walmart had picked up some Fusarium infected tomato plants. And of course you can imagine with Walmart, as large a company as it is, they sold many seedlings to the public. And the staff, not knowing exactly what Fusarium is, didn't recognize the early symptoms on the plants, and so they got sold. But because it's naturally occurring, this is why I want to try and resolve it naturally, because even if I put sterilized soil in here, you know, you have another spores fly in and there you go, you've got it back again. So no, we're looking for solutions here, and this is the hot mustard solution. I know people who've had Fusarium before and have treated with hot mustard, and it's been successful. Bee balm. I'll bring in the hummingbirds. But I can definitely tell you one thing, really for most things other than onions and peas, and you know, this soil here is not very warm at all yet. And you know, unless the plant that you're planting it doesn't mind the cold weather, when the soil is cold it just slows down the growth of the plant. You know, sometimes you're further ahead by waiting another week until we get some decent strong warm weather, and they will flourish because of that. So yeah, this particular year I don't mind waiting until these mustard greens come right in. It's funny how some grew quicker than others. You've got a couple of 3 really tall ones over there. Well, I thought this was supposed to grow to about 6 feet tall, but I guess not. And I see there's a whole bunch of sunflowers in there too, which I will have to transplant somewhere before I turn all of this over. Oh yes, I was going to show you what a dock leaf or a dock plant look like. This is a dock plant, and you can see it's already starting to get these rusty looking spots on them, and this will grow up to about I would say 3 or 4 feet high, with the seed pod at the top, blood red. Anyway, the dock leaf is the antidote for the nettle sting. Okay, it's very rare in my experience that you don't see one without the other. And of course this is my stinging nettle, and like I say, where there's stinging nettle there will be a dock plant. So look around in about a 20-yard radius and you will no doubt find some. Anyway, this is just a short catch-up video on your survival garden. So this is Hound Dog Steve and Bob Cajun signing off, and I hope you have a great week coming up. You take care now.